Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum students. How are you all? I hope you all are fine. Welcome to your science class. In the last class we have learned about the light, and today we will going to read further more about this unit number 8, light. So student, kindly open your book, page number 47. When light strikes any form of matter, it can interact with the matter in 3 ways. Have you heard the term transparent object, translucent object, or opaque? Let us take a look. In the first picture, you can see, first of all, we have taken a glass, and in the second picture we have taken the frosted glass or plastic, you can say, which is not very clear. And in the third picture we have closed the window with the wood. Now let's see what happened. On the other side you can see there is a light. Now all the above refer objects like glass, plastic, wood are different, and we can see different through these objects, and the concept of these objects comes into the picture. So what you can see, we have seen 3 kinds of object in our example, and now you can see in the glass through which we can easily and clearly see, and this one with the plastic one through which we can see partially, not clearly, but we can see partially. In this one through which we cannot see anything, we just can see this wood, we cannot see the light. So why we see differently in different object? It is simply because light passes differently through various type of object. In this, light passes through easily in the glass, so we can see clearly. In this, light passes through partially in a plastic, so can see but not clearly. We can see but not clearly. In the last picture, light cannot pass through in the case of wood, hence we cannot see anything, the light cannot pass. So these are the terms: transparent object in which the light can pass, translucent object in the light can partially pass, and the opaque object in which the light cannot pass. Now we read these terms separately. Transparent object: something let light pass through them. If we can see through something clearly, we can say that it is transparent. These are the examples of transparent object. Now you can see there's a glass on the watch, so we can see clearly the needles and the numbers. We can use the lens on our eyes, so we can see the things clearly because the lens is transparent. Clear plastic: the plastic bottles which are in, we can see how much water in it. The glass, the clear cell phone sheet, the air, because light can pass completely through these objects. We can see clearly through transparent object. Any object which keep on the other side of the transparent object is clearly visible. No shadow formation in these objects. Since this object does not block the light, you can see in the air the light passes, so we can see the things clearly. transparent object, sometimes known as see-through object, since we can see clearly through these objects. With the glass, we can see clear the things. And now you can look at the images of a few transparent objects which we used to see in our daily life. So there are so many transparent object examples. We can see a lot of things made of glass like watches and the spectacles, fish tanks. So we can see them very clearly. The next one is translucent object. If we can see through something but not clearly, we can say it is translucent. These are the examples why the frosted glass, the which glass is not clear, they are frosted and some partially light comes. Thin fabric, tracing the butter paper, the tinted glass, colored plastic, the thick plastic, the cloud, they are all are the examples of translucent because the light is partially passed through these objects. We cannot see clearly through translucent object. Any object which kept on the other side of the translucent object is not clearly visible. Faint shadow formation in these objects because they do not block the light but the partial light comes from it. In frosted glass, when a glass is having a moisture or frosted, we cannot see the opposite side clearly, but partially we can see the opposite side. And thin fabric, it's also another example of a translucent object. Tinted glass, when have you ever seen when you go outside, some cars have the tinted windows which you will be not able to see clearly on the opposite side. The colored plastic bottles, and when you are on a plane, I'm sure you will try to look outside, but I'm sure you cannot see it clearly through the clouds because the clouds is also an example of a translucent object. Now come to the last one, opaque objects. If we cannot see through something at all, we say it is opaque. So the object does not allow light to pass through and the light cannot pass through these objects. We cannot see anything through opaque object. Any object which kept on the other side of the opaque object is not visible, and dark shadow formation in these objects since this object fully blocked the light. And these are the examples. You can see mirror, apple, brick, cup, stone and can. So mirror, when we comb here we can see, but we can see ourselves. Can we see the portion which is the back side of the mirror? Not at all. So there is a coating behind the mirror which does not allow the light to pass through. Hence light cannot pass through the mirror, so it is an opaque object. Apple, we cannot see anything through an apple. Take an apple and try it. Apple is an opaque object. Brick is an opaque object as no light can pass through. Paper cup, nobody can see anything through the paper cup. If you have put the tea in it, can you see from the outside that how much you have poured the tea inside? No. Same as like can. Can you see how much the cold drinks are inside the can? No, we cannot see because the can is also an opaque object. How can you remember? Now, I will tell you a very interesting thing we have learned today: opaque, translucent, and transparent. Now, how you can learn it and how you can remember that which object is what. So, in the opaque object, if you close the O, you cannot see the hole. So it's mean you cannot see the light. So that's how you can remember. Got it? When you block the O, you cannot see the O. So when you cannot see, that object is opaque. Translucent. In translucent, you can say SL means some light. So in translucent, partial some light comes through. So SL, some light. In transparent, what are the parents? Your mother and father. And they can see everything, they know everything. So that's the way you can learn it more easily. I hope you enjoyed this topic and kindly read this page again and again. Okay, student,